Daryl Wu, Linda Budge, Phil Cerna, Jeff Slowey,
Here.
Larry Carr,
Here.
Jay Schneer,
Here.
Stephanie Nguyen, Darren Soon,
Here.
Don Natoli, Saul Hernandez,
Here.
Angelique Ashby, Sue Frost,
Here.
Eric Guerra, Lori Hewer.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Mr. Carr, do you want to lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks very much. Let's go to item 2.0.
I need to read the meeting statement.
Ms. Kennedy, you're up.
Okay, I'm sorry. While she's coming up, let's read the meeting statement.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
This meeting of the Sacramento Public Library Authority is being videotaped in its entirety and will be cablecast without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the Government Affairs Channel, and the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T Uverse cable systems, and will be webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting is being shown live and will be repeated at 4 p.m. Saturday, February 24th, and 4 p.m. Sunday, February 25th, on Channel 14. This meeting is closed caption. A DVD copy will be available for checkout from any library branch no later than 2 weeks following today's meeting. A public copy of the full agenda, including reports, is available for viewing at the back table and is available on the library website at www.saclibrary.org. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should complete a speaker identification form located at the back table and give it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes so that everyone may be heard. In consideration of others, please silence your cell phone at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Now that we got that out of the way, Ms. Kennedy.
thank you. Once again, my name is Faye Wilson Kennedy, and I'm with the Sacramento Black Book Fair. And I'm here to give you an update. This is our 5th annual one, and it's held every year in historic Oak Park, so hopefully all of you receive our postcard. This year it's going to be held June 1st and 2nd, and 2nd being the Saturday where most of the events will be held. And then specifically, we're hosting our Kids Zone, and you should have a flyer that looks like this, and we want to invite all of you to come out. We would encourage you to share the information with your constituents. We're also hosting community read-ins throughout Sacramento. We will do a kickoff at Rosa Parks Middle School on Wednesday, February 28th, and we will be doing community read-ins almost in every neighborhood throughout Sacramento. So you could check our website. My phone number is on the bottom of the publication, and we'd like to thank you for your continued support. If you have little ones, and even if you don't have little ones, because it's a place where everyone can come and enjoy themselves, but most of all, it's free. Everything is free, and we always try to make it free and fun for families to come out and enjoy the authors, the books. We have a parade. We have a fun time at the Brick House Art Gallery with the Kids Zone. Any questions?
Okay, I think we're good.
No,
Thanks.
thank you very much.
Oh, hold on. Mr. Carr.
Faye, it's not a question.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank you for all that you do. It's not just the book fair. You are one of the stalwarts. You are one of the people that hold our community together. You do so much, and this is one of the people I rely on to ask what should I be doing, what things should I be working on, and I just appreciate you and all that you do, and I just wanted you to know that.
Well, thank you very much. It's easier now. Our daughter has graduated from college from San Jose State, so I don't have to worry about that. So I really enjoy working in the community, working with families, but particularly around literacy, because for me, literacy is so important, and libraries are so important. So many of you know I'm a part of the Friends of the Library on Colonial Heights branch, but libraries in particular are important to me because when I was growing up in my early years back south in Mobile, people that look like me could only go to the library on Thursdays. So one of the reasons my parents selected Sacramento was Sac State, UC Davis, and the public libraries. So I will always be indebted to the public libraries here in Sacramento and providing literacy and fun ways to introduce books and literacy to children. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Faye.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's move on. Want me to call this, or are we doing this?
Oh.
I'm happy to do it.
You can call the presentations if you want. I think we have representatives of the groups here rather than the groups.
Yeah, so 3.1, Friends of the Public Library. Rivka?
I'll deliver that report on behalf of President Anita Scurry. She wanted to remind everyone that the big day of giving is coming up on May the 3rd, and the Friends have a goal of raising $45,000 for the Book First program that the library operates. Last year we visited 119 schools, and we gave away something in the neighborhood of 9,000 books to first graders who are eligible for free and reduced price lunch. We want to expand that this year, and the Friends are working very hard to make that happen. So they just wanted to make sure you all know about that. As she says, if we don't help children, what kind of world are we fostering? The Friends just held their annual meeting. 57 members attended, representing most of our library branches, most of the 28 branches. And one of the projects they'll be moving forward on is a Community Leadership Advisory Council. So the Friends are moving forward with changing their bylaws in order to make that happen, and they'll report on that at a later date. And she closes with, as ever, thank you for all you do for Sacramento Public Library.
Great. Thank you very much. The Public Library Foundation, don't have anything here today. Hopefully next month we will. Let's go to 4.0 Director's Report. Rivka, you're back on.
Okay, Linda, will you bring up the screen? I'll refer the board to my written report, and especially want to note the presentation made to the Awesome Foundation by Library Assistant Nick Parker. Most notably, Nick really wants to make a documentary on the punk music scene of Sacramento, because there's all kinds of culture in Sacramento, including what was and is a thriving punk music scene. But most notably, we received 150 zines from a punk house collection that were donated, and those will be digitized as part of our Sacramento Room digitization project, and that makes this collection available to people around the world, so it's kind of cool. While he didn't actually get the $1,000, it was kind of fun to watch him give the pitch. He's a brand new library worker, has never worked in libraries, and he was definitely a crowd favorite. The other thing I just wanted to show you on the screens is last month we reported that we're one of 58 libraries around the world that circulates more than 1 million ebooks every year. So as the library director, I get a little cool app. So while I'm talking, since I set this up, we've checked out more than 60 downloads of ebooks. So right now you can see the 2120. That's today's number of ebooks that have been downloaded by library card holders at the Sacramento Public Library. And by the time I finish talking, I hope it will be 2125. And there we go. And thus ends my report. I'm happy to answer any questions.
So this is real time?
This is real time. And it's kind of mesmerizing. I have to say, sometimes at night, I just open up my phone and I watch people download books, because it's kind of cool. And then you can see what people are searching and looking at. And
a lot of romance novels, I see.
A lot of romance novels, a lot of nonfiction, a lot of everything. You know, we have an eclectic community with eclectic reading tastes.
Okay, seeing no questions from the board on that one, thanks very much. We'll move to 5.0 information items. We have 3 information items. Any questions on any of them? 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to 6.0, the consent calendar. Any comments or questions? If not, I'll look for a motion. The motion by Mr. Carr. Second by Mr. Slowey. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries unanimously. We'll go to 7.0, mid-year budget.
And Johnny E. will present the information for you.
Mr. Finance Director, give us only good news or don't give us anything at all.
Good afternoon. My name is John E., Finance Manager. So since Mr. Chairman wanted the good news, we'll dive right into the staff report. So we're looking at the mid-year budget update for fiscal year 2018. So the good news is the county property tax payments are coming in higher than anticipated. So staff is recommending a $250,000 increase to our total budget for a total of $23,350,000. And that's a reflection of the robust real estate market over the last couple of years. Second bullet point, City of Sacramento General Fund contributions. It's going to remain the same at about $8.9 million. And as you know, of that amount, $506,000 is from the Measure U tax ballot. And then the two parcel taxes from the City of Sacramento as well will also remain the same at $5.4 million for Measure X and about $2.1 million for Measure B, respectively. And then interest income, although we've seen such a rocky investment market over the last 3 to 4 weeks or so, well, we're still recommending a $50,000 increase based on our investment income. As you know, we invest with the City of Sacramento Treasurer's Office, and they are doing a great job for us with our investment. And then going on to fines and fees, we're recommending a $65,000 decrease. It's actually a good thing. This is a sign of the library receiving our materials back rather than charging for fines and fees. So that's that's one of the programs that actually Jared Keller had spearheaded the fine forgiveness week back in March of last year. So, and then also, as Rivka mentioned earlier, the increased e-book downloads, that's another factor of the reduction in fines and fees. So, reduced fees, but it's a great thing for the library. And then additional library literacy grant of about $41,000 coming from the state of California. So we've actually received that check 2 weeks ago as we were presenting to the Budget and Audit Committee members. And then, as you recall, the first 2 quarters of gifts and donations, the board had already approved those amounts in the amount of $203,550 for Q1 and second quarter of $327,000 for the first half of the fiscal years. So those are the revenue updates and changes. Any questions? So going on to expenditures. So first bullet point, we're recommending a $800,000 increase to books and materials budget. And this is in line with the interior refresh for the 4 county library branches over the past 2 years. And they include Southgate, Arden, Arcade, and North Highland, Antelope. And then moving on to the second page, staff is recommending a $600,000 increase to the services and supplies account. And that's primarily for a new telephone system, which will replace our 1980s phone system that we currently have in operations right now. And then also, IT will be working on laptops for public usage, and we'll be improving interior signage over a numerous number of branches within the county system. Capital outlay, we're recommending a $20,000 increase, mainly for a carpet cleaning machine and a copier for the central library. And similarly on the expenditure side, the $41,000 in literacy grant, will be included into the budget for the library. And the first 2 quarters of gifts and donations will also be included in the on the expenditure side. So any questions on expenditures? So hearing none. And then position control, we're happy to report currently there are no changes to the position controls. So looking ahead to FY19 budget, the staff are working on updating our revenue projections. And since we wrote the report, the county assessor's office have gotten back to us on the potential property tax increases. And she's estimating roughly between 5 to 6% for next fiscal year. So that's still a positive news. And then also on the city of Sacramento side, we've been advised that we can expect a $500,000 increase in the general fund contributions for FY19. And parcel taxes, Measure X and Measure B, we're estimating an increase of somewhere in the range between 0 and 3%. So, and that's based on the San Francisco CPI index. And the state funding is really undeterminable, so we've usually budgeted 0 for that until we actually receive the payments. And also, as you recall, the CalPERS, they've reduced the discount rate from, or they've approved to reduce the discount rate from 7.5% to 7% over the next 3 fiscal years, so 19, 20, 21. And so in light of that, the employer contribution rate, we're expecting to see an increase of about almost 2% over the next fiscal year, bringing it up to about 16.5%.
Could you translate that into dollars?
So in terms of dollars, so over the next 5 years, we've anticipated about $2 million combined for the city and the county operations.
For the increase in PERS?
Increase in PERS, right.
Just so the marginal increase would be about $2 million additional over that period of time.
Over the next 5 years.
And then ongoing, like when we get to the 5 years and they've kind of finished it off for this before they raise it again or lower the discount rate a second time, what would the annual marginal increase be at that point?
That's really undetermined right now. It's up to PERS, and so 5 years is a long ways, and
right.
You know they made it clear that.
Or what's the last year of increase that you got to get to your 2 million? I guess maybe put it that way.
The last year of increase is 2022 and 2023.
And what was
so FY 22 to 23.
And what was the increase in that year?
So that year,
Is the 2 million, I'm just trying to understand, the 2 million is cumulative, correct?
yeah, it's cumulative. So the last fiscal year, we're estimating about 272,000, so roughly 300,000.
Okay. Oh, and it doesn't quite make sense to me, but we can. Well, no, the total is 2 million. I got that over 5 years, but if the last year is 300,000, that would be the largest increase.
Yeah, it's a step-up increase. So what they do is they ramp up the first couple of years, and they kind of scale it down over the next 2 years. If you like, I have the estimate that we have. So FY19, we're looking at about 385,000.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to go up.
Higher in the beginning and.
Right, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So that mainly summarizes our budget changes, and as you know, we'll bring the May budget back in for the authority to consider back in on May 24th, 2018.
Okay. Great, bless you. Any comments, Sue?
I just have a question regarding, are there any updates on the discussions around the Orangevale Library?
We're working on our 2018-19 budget. We're trying to get at a real number for the county based on the conversations that we had. So we have to first plan on what we're doing for the next fiscal year, and then we'll have a better and more realistic
You were looking to get to the bottom of some of the numbers.
fund balance issue.
Are you still
Yeah.
working on that?
We are still working on it, and we expect to report back to you probably at the same time that we do the budget, but we'll meet with you before then.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Carr.
This sort of looks like good news, Rivka. Does the $500,000 increase from the city, as well as the parcel tax revenue increase, translate to a refresh at MLK?
I wish it did.
How much do you have to have before we can do that?
Well, we have to actually meet the structural deficit that we've been dealing with over the last 8-9 years from the city. And so the issue is we're just trying to get to subsistence. That's not the right word. We're trying to get to
Trying to get out of the hole before
we're trying
we
to get
start
out
going.
of the hole and get to sustainability. And we really, we understand, you know how important we believe that building is because of the particular time it was named, but we just don't have $400,000 right now.
Vis-a-vis the city, they've increased you the last 2 years, right? So where are you now in relation to where you were?
Well, we're in better shape than we were, but we are still, I didn't bring that number, where the city general fund is at 8.85. But the problem is we've been supplementing with our other measures to keep us whole. I mean, going back to history, we never received the operating funds for the 3 new libraries that are now approaching their first decade of life. And we're trying to get to sustainability. That's the only word I can think of right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to achieve fiscal sustainability and also balance the budget. And the $500,000, as you recall, we've been going through almost $1 million structural deficit. So the $500,000 brings us closer to the deficit, but it's really not sufficient for capital expenditures.
It doesn't give us any extra. That's the problem,
Right.
because we're still spending fund balance on the city side to stay whole. Well, I think, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the 400,000 is one time, correct?
That's a one-time capital expenditure. And we recognize we're responsible for that because it's mostly interior work, but we just don't have it right now.
We'll continue to press.
We'll continue. Press and pray is what I would recommend.
All right. Seeing no other comments from the board on this item, is there a motion? I have a motion by Mr. Slowey, a second by Mr. Soon. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Great work.
Thank you.
And reports, ideas, and questions from board members. Seeing none, we're adjourned.
Thank you. Wow.